Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Johanna, and for those of you who are new here, welcome. And for those of you who are returning, welcome back. Here on my channel, I do planner and planner related videos, DIY tutorials, journal videos, and the occasional new release video of items that I've listed to my Etsy shop. And if that is of interest to you, please consider subscribing to my channel. And if you hit that little notification bell, you'll always be notified of when I load a new video. Commenting, liking, and sharing does help my channel grow and would be truly appreciated. All right, so I'm gonna start off this journal with me video with a big, huge thank you to Miss Andie from It's a Reading Thing here on YouTube, as well as her blog. She sent me some lovely happy mail, and I actually got it on February 13th, so I'm considering this a Galentine's Day. The card is lovely. The inside of the envelope is lovely, so I'm definitely going to repurpose these things. And then what she had sent me is some things from her stash. This is, I believe, her lovely cat, Miss Isa, and it's Isabel. And I don't know if there's a glare for you guys, but I love that she has this little upside down heart action going on. Definitely appropriate for Galentine's Day. And then she sent me some journaling things from her stash. I believe she had used this paper in her bullet journal, or it might have been in her Happy Nietzsche. But I remember, oh no, it was her journal, her junk journal, I believe. And so I have that. She had sent me some washi samples, and I actually am going to use some of this today. And then she sent me some other things. Oh, these are so good. Oh, look at that. Oh, I love the gold. The glare is probably insane, but that's just so pretty. Oh, and there's a little hole right in the middle. So you could turn it into like a hanging tag. See, the hole. That's cute. And more of that astrology type paper. That's pretty. It looks like they're die cuts, the way that there's these little pieces on it. I don't know if you can see that. This is the same saying as this one. Love that. She wrote a little note in there, and then she also wrote in the card. And then here's some more coordinating papers, and the quote says, and again, because of the glare, I'm not sure if you can read it, aim for the moon, even if you miss, you land in the stars. So that's all beautiful. I'm just going to tuck that in there and get some semblance of order. And actually, I think I'm going to use this tape right here, so I can put this away as well. And then she has one of those Fomimo, I think that's what they're called, printers, and she made some stickers, and so she wanted to share some with me. And I mean, obviously, I just opened it, so I haven't looked at it, but it's a girl with some books. So cute. Take time to make your soul happy. Yeah, they're definitely stickers. And I have been looking into getting one of these, so I'm quite interested. We can't always choose the music life plays for us, but we can choose how we dance to it. Oh, that's lovely. Sometimes you just have to give yourself the pep talk like, hello, you badass, amazing human being. Don't be sad. You're doing a great job. Keep going. I definitely needed this last week. Oh, look at this. It's an Instagram post. When you're posting on your phone. Oh, look at that. There's a bunch of those. And there's some, you can write notes in here. And it's not coated, so I think you could actually use a gel pen. Oh, I think this is Totoro. I've never seen it, but I think that's what this guy is called. I think this is also a cat. And I believe because it isn't coated, you can color these. This seems like a angry dog with a beard. That looks like a beard to me. Hey, mister. And there's two of those and some heart balloons. If it doesn't make you feel fabulous, don't do it, don't buy it, don't wear it, don't eat it, don't keep it. Oh, I love that. All right, so I'm actually going to use this one here, and I'm going to use this here. Now in my journal, and let me do a quick flip through, and I always do this. If you're still here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a quick flip through, and then I'm going to set the timer, put it on for 10 minutes, and then do some journaling for today. And at the end of the video, I will just do a quick tutorial on how I did the color wash on this, and my number one tip for doing that if you are doing it in the Happy Planner. So yeah, this one might be a little bit longer. Now, you saw this. I think we did this one together, but then for the rest of the time, sometimes I would do the full 10 minutes. Sometimes I'd only get a couple of minutes, but I did not feel that I should be constrained by the direction of the paper. In fact, I found it really easy to write like this, and then I didn't have to worry at all about the discs. And because this is not directional and there are no lines, it's a dot grid, then I can really write however I want to, and I love that. This one I started here and then used up the space here. For this one I kind of did the same thing, and I really love how this looks. So for today, I think what I'll do is do some decorative things, and again, I don't always plan to decorate in here. In fact, it'll be very rare, but because I do have some of this Happy Meal here, I wanted to just commemorate it in here right about that. And then again, at the end of this video, I'll show you how to do a quick and simple wash. All right, so again, just because it makes it easy, I'm going to turn it so that I can write this way. And we're going to put the clock on for 10 minutes. Now for you guys, I will turn on some music so that you can just listen and follow along with me. If you are doing your own journaling, you can most certainly, because I'm not going to be talking, you can most certainly just use that as your own timer. So once the music stops, then you can come back, and either that's the end of the video for you, or you can finish up with me and see how I did the color wash. All right, guys, I'll see you guys in a little bit. All right, guys, so this is my journaling for today, and it looks like it sort of sits on top of the paper, but if you let it sit and dry, you can see that it doesn't smear. Now that was with my mild liners that I colored it in, and that's just because it was there. If you have any other kind of markers and you have that printer, the Fomimo, then I believe, because I don't know if they have glossy, but if you get the matte one, then you can color on it. I really love this washi, and although I love buying washi, the washi that I tend to like using is this wide stuff because it seems to give me more control. Now from a journaling aspect, it was sort of a weird space, so I just sort of defined it into this. And for some of you, it might drive you crazy that it isn't all just how it normally is, that it's all over the place in whatever direction. But because I hadn't been feeling well some of last week and then the week before, I wasn't doodling. I was just really trying to journal just to keep on top of it. But I feel that this gives enough visual interest that I don't miss the doodling. So there's that. So if you are not interested in seeing how I do the color wash, then that's the end of this video. Thank you so much for following me on this journey. But if you are interested in seeing how you can do a quick color wash on your Happy Planner, Happy Note paper, then stay tuned. All right, guys. Now, my number one tip is when I originally did this, I left it on the rings thinking, well, I could color wash one page, color wash another page, and then have it sort of soak up. And while that theory did work, I was also painting here near the umbrellas, and that's where it could have been very problematic for me, because then what I tried to do is I tried to close it while it was still wet, and that can rip this because the wet paper makes this super fragile. So if you are going to color wash, what I would highly recommend, my number one tip is take it off the rings. And because I have limited space, that means I can't do as many as I'd like at a time because they have to dry. But that also means that I'm not going to have to worry about potentially ripping this and then having the paper not useful at all. So that's the number one tip. Now I do have some Koi Sakura or Sakura Koi watercolors, but what I used for this was this. This is the Crazy Art watercolor. It's the cheaper version of the Crayola, and really I wanted color. Now for this, because I wanted it to look like aged parchment, I did mostly a brown color wash with some yellow and some orange in it, but for this purpose, just so that you can see it better, I'm going to just pick some of these bolder colors. And so I'll grab some water, and I've got one of these foam brushes just because it washes over it very nicely. And I'm just going to get that wet. I'm going to use the cover here to put some water. And I really want this super diluted. And so that's why I'm using lots of water. And that's why I didn't really want to use my Sakura, because I mean, this was like $1, and that one is like $20-something. So I'd rather use this here, especially if all I'm just trying to get is just some color on the paper. Now, had I been smart, I would have put some paper towel down or something underneath it, but clearly, I don't want to say I'm not smart. I wasn't smart about this. All right, so that one's cute. And again, I'm just trying to get some color on here. Now, the paper will warp. And even if you were to tape this down like they recommend when you're doing watercolor, it'll still warp. And the reason for that is this is not made for watercolor. At least I don't think it is. And any paper other than watercolor paper is going to warp, because that's just, oh, that's actually kind of cool. That's just the nature of how paper reacts to water. But I like that look. So for me, this just gives me a decorative element to the writing that I'm doing in my journal. Okay, and then we're going to put this one on top of this one. And again, some of that color will leach onto this, some of this color will leach onto that. Perfectly fine. And then I will do the final here. And the reason why I'm using the foam, it gives me the largest surface area. So if I had even a bigger one, then this would be even bigger. And because it is such a cheap paint, I'm not worried that I'm mixing the colors. And this is definitely more vibrant than my original pages, but I mean, that's fine. I won't be dealing with these to write on for probably another few weeks. And I mean, whatever's on the background does not really dictate what I write. I like seeing a little pop of color. Now, what I'm going to do is I will set these aside to dry. I will leave them flat, and I will not put them in the journal until they are completely dry. And again, because I worked on the area where the umbrellas are, that's really the most concerning part for me, because I don't want to rip this. So I'll lay it flat. I won't even blot it. I'm just going to let it dry naturally. I don't have one of those heat guns or a hair dryer, so that's not an option for me. But yeah, I did want to show you how I did it. It really works well with this. I actually will blot up some of this water. It is watercolor, so if I left it to dry, I think I could reuse it, but it looks messy. So I'm just going to blot this and then just put this away. If you have different kind of watercolor, I mean, it's the same purpose. Really, I think the most important thing is be careful of your umbrellas, and then maybe use a foam brush just because it makes it faster. And then you might want to cover your surface so that you're not getting water all over the place. All right, guys, that's it for me for now. And as always, aloha.